Hello again. Okay, so onward and upward, as they say. Yeah, I've created a bit of a kind of a was it a bed of nails for myself now because as I keep saying in these things, I think it's good to have as many as possible up. And the whole point of the channel, of course, is saying practice makes profit. But the audience is extremely limited. And I'm trying to devise a way to just make the message a bit easier to consume. I think the problem really is that I'm putting out something which doesn't gel with most people's image of how betting in these games is supposed to be, which is sort of exciting and dangerous and blah 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 blah. And I'm a bit kind of cold-blooded in the sense that I follow the same rules all the time. I don't have any kind of spontaneous moments. I don't sort of suddenly think, oh, shit or bust, which is the style of most of the people who are on YouTube with gambling channels. And so I'm kind of an oddball, you might say. But one thing I'm happy about is that I kind of like the process of analysing each of these sessions when they're done, and then transferring the information to Excel files. And I've said in the past that I'm not doing that because it's too much work. But on the other hand, it enhances the demonstrations. Put it that way. So I'm going to give it a go and see how I get on. I don't know why this jumps up and down like this. It's obviously something I'm doing wrong, but hey, what can I do? Anyway, I'm minimum to start, and +1 for the win, and 51 second, and 2-3 third, 5-3 drop, 6-3. That was a clever one. 6-3 it is now. Ooh! 9-6. Second. Would have been nice to win that one, wouldn't it? 9-6, so that's 21. Basically, it's 2.5. Oi. Okay, I'm going to be fleeing to baccarat at this rate pretty bloody quickly. 2.5. 4.5, 5. I think that works quite nicely, actually. Thank you, Mr. Wizard. Much appreciated. And I don't know, I have to deal with people saying to me, well, you just got lucky, that was, and if that had gone a different way, then you would have been in deep shit, blah, blah. But they don't understand, I don't think, that the rhythm of the game is what I'm exploiting. So I just try to have the right amount of money out at the right time. I don't know that it's the right time. I just hope that it's the right time, understanding, as I do, and as you should too, that every bet is a probable loser. But back to the minimum. Double for the loss, and take a swig of coffee before it gets ice cold. Cheers. Yeah, and I thought about setting things up so that I'd have a little picture of me in the corner, and I'm thinking, no, I sort of kind of like my anonymity. That was a lucky one too, wasn't it? Look at that, absolutely bloody brilliant. Was that +1? I've lost it. Very, very lousy attention span. Yes, it was Vegas Matt. Every so often comes out with something that makes me laugh, and he was talking about his dad saying, "I'll have you know I have an excellent memory. It just happens to be very short." That's really stuck in my mind. I think it's very, very funny. Anyway, what are we doing now? We just got our doodads who hard, so we just repeat that one. Now that's 2-3 third. Maybe a double. Maybe not. Okay. 8-6 drop. Buggity fuck. 8-6 drop. 10-6. 8-6 it is. We won 2, so we took them all off the down. $14, $12. That's all right then, ain't it? 2-3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Cooking with gas right now. I have a feeling I missed out something there. That doesn't seem to be quite enough, but I'm not going to fight it. I will find out in the analysis. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51 second. Bugger. Double it for the tie. Here we go. That was not so good. Okay, so 51, 52. So that's 5-6 third. Okay, 11-6 drop. 14-6. 14-6. 11-6. We won 3, so we took them off. 11-6. Split them. Boy, what a load of rubbish that was for everybody. But it made us a little bit of money. Yeah, not much. I don't know, am I doing something wrong here today? +1. Oh, more coffee, please. I'm not worrying too much about you folks out there, because you can speed up and do all kinds of fancy things and jump and hop, skip and jump and whatever. Now, where am I? I'm going to call that a +1. Bloody hell. So we repeat that one. So that's 2-3 third. Excuse me. 2-3 is good, so we go back to the minimum. That's about as important as anything else that you can do. That was a clever one up there, Mr. Wizard. Very, very sharp. That's definitely a double for the tie. And that's a +1 for the win. +1 for the win. +1 for the win. I think we double. No, we chase that one. So that's 3-4 third. Oh, I'd like to see that when I split eights. I mean, that was nice. Back to the min. And all of these things are unedited, unfiddled and farted and fucked around with. They're just, you know. I mean, I suppose, edit these things. I'd kind of like to have a clock running at the top that's visible, but I'm not sure I can do that. I must check that out, because then, you know, the folks who think that I'm chopping and cutting and mucking around, I mean, I would have thought this thing down here would be a giveaway that everything is going according to, you know, according to rules, but maybe not. Don't like splitting aces. Well, I didn't have to, so that's something, I suppose. So we're going to repeat that. And that's 2, 3, third again. Oh, can we do it again? Maybe not. And that would have been 21. Oh dear. 2, 2, 3 thirds, so that's 8, 6, drop. Ten, 6. Oh, 14, 6. Bloody hell, 16, 6. 18, 6. 26. What's the matter with you? Okay, we got 3 from that, so we'll call that 17, 6. Oh dear. 17, 6, 23, 29. So that's 3, 2.5 second. Oh bugger. Okay, so 3, 3 for the tie. No. 3, 2.5. 3, 4 for the tie. Well, that was a good way to go out, wasn't it? Not blind luck, not silly, not unreasonable. I mean, come on. Okay. So, yeah, if I could put a clock on here, then the wankers and weirdos who suggest that I'm rigging things, fiddling, whatever, then they can go and take a running jump at themselves. Okay, so we did well there, so we're back to the min. Not for the yellow card, but for the rules. Double for the loss. No, we won that one, didn't we? Oh shit. Oh. Well, I'm now going to have to play it safe and do a worst case bet. 1, 2, third. Don't think I did that right, but anyway, that's how it is. Yeah, I'm going through one of those sort of like hardly any sleep for no reason cycles, which makes me even dumber than usual, so sort of tricky really. Oh, you pig! Look at that. I mean, I got a wonderful fluke there, and then how dare he? The wizard goes and gets a fluke. Oh, that just isn't fair. So that's got to be double for the tie. Might win that one. Okay, back to the min. Yeah, we're cooking with gas again. Double for the loss. Or repeat. Back to the min. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 shoes at a time and then just run the numbers through Excel, because it really does work pretty well. And the ones I've got set up now, the model I've got set up to take each one of these separately, also includes the silly martingale, just to see how that would do. Except that the one difference is that if I win the first 25 with the martingale, then I add a unit until the streak ends, and then just keep on playing double downs and all the rest of it. And the martingale in the last one I made 31%, I think. That's 31% hold, and the silly martingale, or the silly gale, or whatever you want to call it, made 5%, which is certainly better than the house edge, which was negative, obviously. Well, negative for the player. Is that a double? Double for the loss. And repeat. So as soon as I start talking, marbles roll away. It's going to be 51. Oops. Oh, what the heck. That was a nice way to end a thing in which I accidentally cheated. Which have happened more often. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. I just will not split 8s against 9 or higher. I'm sorry, can't do it. It's just daft. So that's 3 to drop. Alright, we made 2 out of that, so that's 1, 2. Oh, bloody hell, I did it again. Alright, so I get a do-over there. 1, 2, split those. Bugger. Oh. Okay. Yeah, they always say that splitting 8s, will work for you more times than it doesn't, but I just don't see it. I don't see the point. I suppose I could set a top limit in terms of bet values, because it doesn't change the cards, obviously, but it changes the potential damage that can be done by splitting 8s. So I'm going to have to think about that, I think, and say, okay, I'll split 8s up to a bet value of let's say 200, and after that I won't. I'll have to think about that. So we clear there. I think we're back to the men. Was that a lucky one? +1. I sort of deserved to win that, I think. He got 5 cards too, but he got a better 5 cards than I did because he bust. Okay, +1. +1. I think that's going to be a double. Oh, that's a tricky one. Well, it is a 2. And 2s are nasty, except when the dealer busts. Where the hell am I now? We go back to the plus max, I think. I think we're on a winning streak right now. Well, that didn't last long, did it? Do it again. Okay, we got it back, so we go back to the men. Double for the loss. Repeat. Back to the men. We're about 7,000 now. That's pretty healthy, I think. See, I really don't get how people can keep sort of saying, this is not valid, this is not viable, you couldn't do that, as the casinos wouldn't let you, and all that sort of crap. It really is cod's wallop. The casinos have absolutely no control because you can go where you want to go, do what you want to do, as the was that the mamas and papas? The mamas and the papas. I think we've got a bit of a difficult situation here. I think I'm going to have to call that 2-3. And then I'm going to have to double that. And that did well for us, so I go back to the min. I'm going off script a little bit here and there, but not desperately, I don't think. I'll see the damage when I do the model. 51 second. Repeat it. Back to the minimum. Double for the tie. 51 second. That was cheeky. Repeat it. Yeah, I repeat, simply, to go over old ground. Somebody who's dropped into this video, this demo, new. I repeat, if the total win at turnaround is less than 100, if the Alexa, stop. If the total rate, take, rake, win, bonus on turnaround is less than 100, and the bet is 100 or more, then I repeat the last bet, and I'll settle for 75. If the last bet is less than 100, then I'll settle for a turnaround profit of 75. And this is all in the rules, which anybody can access very easily, but you just have to send me a note at sethbets@gmail.com if you need to double check that. I think that was the repeat, wasn't it? Gotta stop talking. That's a double. That's a repeat. That's back to the hoodly doodles. We're on, what are we on, 8,000 now? Bloody hell. I'd put a clock up there, but I just don't think this recorder would pick it up. It only seems to do one thing. It's not everything that's on the screen. I mean, it picks up all this crap over here, all the ads and so on, and I can't do anything about that. Where are we? That's double for the loss. Nice one. Repeat it. Oh, very clever. Oh, even cleverer. 51 second. The usual split ace crap. Double for the tie. So now we've got 3-4, third, I think. 7-4 drop. Uh, 5-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that'd be nice. Well, we made it, didn't we? I think we're just about to run out of shoe too. 5-4. So 25. I think the yellow card's got to come any second. All right, so that was nice. Good session. I must experiment with on-screen clocks some other time. I love to end up with a win. Well, I always end up with a win because I never walk away, unless of course I have to because I've run out of cards and I've run out of time, or I've whatever, never mind. But yeah, good to win on a nice double, and we have a total win of this time of 8,725, which is nifty. See you next time. Okay then, so I described these two shoes that you've just skipped through, or if you're really brave, watched all the way through, as fairly soft, and in fact that's exactly the way things turned out. If we go over here, the red line below is indicates the actual value, which means that sort of each win, each loss, etc., etc. Not cash values, but just win, loss, double down, one, etc., etc. So in other words, it's just a kind of a flat bet, single unit tracker. And what you see is that we went down to well below -10 in the first third or so of the hands, and then we had a nice run, and then it went boing back down again to -15 or thereabouts, -14, and then all of a sudden it turned into a very friendly battle with the house, and that's pretty much typical. I mean, up down, up down, up down, and this is why the pattern betting priority. That's a hard word to say. Priority is to sort of compress the action so that you're winning more when you win than you lose when you lose, and also you're winning back your prior losses in fewer bets than it took you to lose in the first place. And and the other thing, of course, you can see on this on this screen is I've been struggling to find a new name for the martingale, which has never made any sense to me. I mean, what the hell? So I've decided to call it the Dumbledown, and I haven't figured out whether to call it the Dumbledown as in Dumbledore in the Harry Potter books, which I read to my grandkids not too long ago, one of whom just visited, and he's 25 now, so that's quite something. Yeah, Dumbbell Down, or Dumbledown as in the Potter books, because that was Dumbledore, wasn't it? Anyway, what you see with the martingale, the Dumbledown, is it's a win. It manages to squeeze 3,400 out as a profit. The risk is huge, 37,600, and we go back to the home page, and what you see is that pattern betting did quite a bit better. It won. It actually won 8,725, but I seem to have missed 200 somewhere along the way. And as long as it's against me, I'm not going to chase it. It's a tiny percentage of the total win. Now, what you will see here is something that an illustration of something that I've been talking about for the longest time. I've been saying about Jason, Mr. Handpay, and about Matt Morrow, Vegas Matt, that they can only win at blackjack when they win more bets than they lose. If they hit a situation where the house is beating the crap out of them, then they just empty their bankrolls into the dealer's tray. Here, as usual, I can just keep doing a recalc, and you'll see that as long as more bets are won than lost, then a daft random bettor can actually, like the blind squirrel finding an occasional nut, can actually make some money. And not that time. Not that time. There we go. Came out ahead of pattern betting, but notice a bit of a difference there. The win, the hold, percentage-wise, is 11.5% for the silly bettor, and nearly 28% for pattern betting. And then we go on to 4.9, still a win. But it's kind of an interesting exercise, this, I think, all the way around. The story for pattern betting is, of course, as you saw from the video, if you sat patiently through it or whizzed through it or whatever you did, was a solid win. Well over 25% hold of total action, and that's what it's all about. It's a question of trying to get the right bet out at the right time without having access to a crystal ball. I'm saying over and over and over again in these demos that every single bet that you place in these casino table games is a probable loser. But because of the pattern of wins and losses, you will hit mean streaks that can last for a very long time and which you need to protect yourself against, and you will hit winning streaks which are absolutely great. And what you have to do is exploit those brief winning streaks in such a way that you've got the right bet out at the right time, and so that you've got a turnaround chance. And you will see me sometimes responding to a push or a tie or a wash or whatever you want to call it by increasing the bet and turning it from a normal kind of mid-recovery bet into a potential turnaround. And that's a very important technique. It's an important part of the strategy. And anybody who has access to spreadsheets, to computers, and that's pretty much everybody these days, can very quickly check the validity and the viability, the efficiency of the pattern betting strategy. And I'm not saying it doesn't sometimes get into trouble. Of course it does. And this is why I'm constantly saying to you folks, a brilliant strategy is only effective if you have a honking great bankroll behind you. And on the other hand, a huge bankroll is only effective if you've got a terrific plan, a progressive betting plan, and more specifically a controlled and self-protective progressive betting strategy like pattern betting. And as I've said before, pattern betting was its name when I first started the blog in, oh God, when was it? It was certainly about 15 years ago. And I couldn't use the name then because there was a guy who was peddling a patently daft, ineffective and dangerous betting strategy which he called pattern betting, and he hadn't protected the name, patented or whatever, but I just didn't want to be associated with that. So I started out calling it Turnaround, which is a perfectly good name because that's what you're looking for all the time: quick turnarounds, winning your money back as your losses back in fewer bets than it took you to get into trouble. And then I started calling it Target because that's basically what you're doing. It's all of those names don't mean anything. What matters is the strategy itself, which is as simple as anything could possibly get. Anyway, let's bang the recalc a few more times and see how many times silly betting, random betting against random outcomes can actually succeed. And look at that one there. It was a win of 500 out of action of 357,000, and oops, 14% that time. Not bad. But look at the action compared to pattern betting. We're at less than 31,000, and silly betting is at 302,500, and there it's 284,000, and there it's 263,000, and sometimes it's going to win. It's actually winning most of the time right now because it's pretty handy if you get more wins than losses. You have to be a bit of an idiot to lose in that situation. But we're going to see a loss soon enough, probably. Oh, it's not happening. There we go. Yeah. But anyway, all I'm trying to say in all of these videos to you folks is that the way that I'm doing things in these demos is not earth-shattering, it's not stupid, it's not dangerous, it's not any of the things that you actually see these professional gamblers like Mr. Handpay and Vegas Matt doing online, and they play so self-destructively that I can't help thinking that they're being promoted and encouraged by the casinos to demonstrate drama and jeopardy and excitement. And I have no idea if they get their money back at the end of when the camera's turned off. Jason tells me absolutely not. He's betting with his own money, and so it's a bit difficult to understand. Well, why is Foxwoods comping him and giving him special access and all the rest of it, if they're not also protecting him against huge losses? But if he says it's not happening, then I've got to believe that. And it's just a weird situation where these guys spend so much money, waste so much money, money that if they were betting sensibly, i.e. if they were pattern betting, they could make a lot of money. But I don't think the casinos would like it. The casinos don't want progressive betting in any shape or form to be encouraged, because it is their worst enemy. Trust me, it's absolutely their worst enemy. And even the Dumble thingy, I can find it up here there, the Dumble Down. It wins 4.4%, but it has more than double the action of pattern betting, and it has about what is that? It's about 10 times the risk of pattern betting in this particular sample. I mean, it varies obviously from sample to sample, but all I'm trying to say to you every time with these things is it just doesn't make sense to bet randomly against random outcomes. It just does not make sense. And if you stopped and thought about it, you'd agree with me. But so many people who go into the casinos expect to lose, almost want to lose, don't do any research, don't do any homework, neck several free beers or free cocktails or whatever, which aren't free at all, the most expensive booze they'll ever swallow, to be honest. And it's hard to know why people behave the way they did. And in all the years that I spent in Nevada, it was just a puzzlement to me. I mean, I don't understand why there are so few protections for gamblers in Nevada. I do get the fact that the state runs on gambling revenue, and without it would be in a very nasty place. It's certainly expanded its revenue sources into warehousing and stuff like that over the last few years. But without casino revenue, without casino taxes and all the rest, Nevada would be a dust bowl probably. And I love the state. I had a wonderful time there. I enjoyed it very much. I was closer to California than I was up by Lake Tahoe, which means basically that you sort of like you go halfway around the lake and you're in California. And for us, where we lived in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, I was a bike ride from the California border, and very often went that way because it was a beautiful ride. 7 or 8 miles to the California border, and Woodford's was the nearest place to us, other than going up the hill to State Line and crossing the border there into South Lake Tahoe. But anyway, all I'm trying to say to you in all of these presentations is, please think about not losing, because it's much more fun when you win than when you lose. And yeah, the casinos like to sell gambling as being excitement and all of that jazz, fireworks and fun and games and all the rest, but losing is shit, in my opinion.